Hello. For today's cosmic key, we'll be using the number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crystals. Let's get a deeper picture of what this is about. Saturn. Accountability. Autumn. You've got this. So right out of the bat, we've got crystallization and restructuring. Saturn is a planet of the structure and responsibility type of energy. And what we speak on when we talk about crystallization is fully integrating something. So during this winter season, we've gone through a major shift collectively. The entire planet is from, about, I would say, December all the way through to current times. It is, at the moment of this video being filmed, March 2025. However, all of these messages are timeless and quantum, so it doesn't matter when you're seeing this. The energy could still be present. We are majorly transforming our perspectives, our relationship to ourselves, our understanding of ourselves. And so when we crystallize something, we're fully integrating that energetic information on every level, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. These lessons that we were learning are in relationship to living authentically, but also the taking of accountability. So accountability is something that society doesn't necessarily teach beings when they come into the human experience, and oftentimes the unwillingness to take accountability for the decisions we've made, the people that we have surrounded ourselves with, the decisions we haven't made, the ways we perceive things, the way we speak to ourselves, the way we treat ourselves. Now is sort of the reckoning, because every single lesson that we have learned up until this point is being brought to the surface and put directly in our faces, right? So if we're not taking accountability, it's just going to create a whole lot more strife. And what the Autumn card is speaking about is that this is now the time where we are harvesting the fruits of all of our hard work. And followed by the You Got This card, being like, don't give up now. It's go time. Do or die, basically. And when we say die, that's actually a really beautiful and wonderful thing, because transformation is always in relationship to deaths and rebirths. So the death of the old and the birth of the new. What else do we have? Divine masculine energy. Two. A lot of us have been healing on many different levels. And when it comes to divine masculine and divine feminine energies, we have both within us, right? So the divine masculine energy has been an energy that's kind of trailing behind, so to speak, while as the divine feminine energy was going through a lot of transformation and shift before the divine feminine or the divine masculine energy. So what this is talking about is that both divine masculine and divine feminine are now finally coming into balance with one another, and alignment, flow. The masculine energy within us is the energy that takes action, the protective, in your face type energy, the one that helps us move forward when we get the energetic information from being the observer of all we experience, knowing when to take action and when to observe. Our divine feminine energy is our connection to feeling, compassion, empathy. So we've got masculine, which is the doing, and feminine, which is the feeling. Hello. Ego has been something that's been popping up a lot lately. So, what is the ego? Ego is there to be one of our greatest teachers and best friends, if we allow it. So, if you choose to shift your perspective with ego, ego is the part of us that is showing us the potential. What happens if I make these decisions? How am I going to check and balance myself? Well, the ego is there to help you do that. It is an unhealthy thing to allow the ego to steer the ship, to allow the ego to be the one that drives your decisions and the mind and every aspect of you. Ego is there to help you check yourself before you wreck yourself. When ego pops up, that's when we take accountability, just like I was talking about earlier. A lot of these lessons are in relationship to ego because not wanting to take accountability and the lack of accountability is in relationship to allowing your ego to steer your ship. When the ego goes, ugh, that's the moment for you to check. Wait, why do I feel this way? What was the thing that was happening when this popped up for me? Do I feel triggered? Why do I feel triggered? Where does that come from? Analyze it inside of yourself. These moments where the ego steps forward and you can notice it, that's exactly when you get introspective about what it means for you. What is this showing me? What is this teaching me? And the very last part of this message is, I love you. And then the south node on the bottom of that. So what this is talking about is recognizing and noticing how the past versions of you, maybe they did move through ego. Maybe they did lack the ability to accept responsibility and take accountability. That's okay. We've all been there. We wrap ourselves up in love for a reason, especially the past. Right now, we're being called to really have grace and compassion for every misstep we've ever made. Every time we embodied an unhealthy energy, every time we may have hurt someone else or ourselves, every time we stumbled and we fell, every time we told ourselves we couldn't, every time we wanted to give up, every single tough moment, every single moment of pain and strife, wrap that up in love, especially the versions of you that you don't like, especially the shadow parts of you, because they're parts of you. How right or just is it to unalive a part of yourself just because you don't like it? A piece of you that you do not like or that you do not want to embody is just another teacher, another lesson, another memory that steers you away from that energy so that you can embody something healthier. And in that way, we can have gratitude for every single version of ourselves that we've ever been, every single potential self that lives in the shadow, that teaches us who we don't want to be and how we don't want to be. If we can find gratitude and love for all the parts of us, that's exactly how we master ourselves and fall in love with ourselves. Because it's important to be aware of every aspect of yourself and every potential that you may have inside of you, so that you can always embody the healthiest version of you. No part of you is bad or wrong. Even the parts that might feel a little gross and nasty and not that shiny, because they show you the contrast between where you are and where you were, or where you are and where you could be. So, your homework for today is to introspect on these things, and then make sure you're not beating yourself up or being harsh with yourself or telling yourself awful things, because every single one of us has been the hero and every single one of us has been a villain, whether that was in our own eyes or someone else's. But every single moment that we move forward is a new moment to do something different, to make a different decision and become a whole other version of you. Anyone that sees you as a past version of yourself or judges you from a past action or inaction is someone who's still living in the past, and that has nothing to do with you. We live in the present. It's called the present because it's the gift we give to ourselves. I love you very much.